What's going on, y'all? It's DG back with another video, and today we are right now in the parking lot of one of my malls in Hayward, California. It's called Southland, and I called pretty much every single store in the area to see if they got the KD17 Aunt Pearls today, because it is Friday, the day that I'm recording this, and actually the release date got pushed back, but there's been a lot of stores releasing them early out on the floor. So I called pretty much every store in the vicinity, and this store had it. A JD Sports here has it, so I'm going to pick them up right now. So usually I would enter through this entrance and go to the Ross first, but I'm gonna head straight to the JD Sports, which I called, that said that had the Aunt Pearls. So we'll visit Ross on the way back. So let's walk through the Chic because it's actually closer to the JD Sports. So let's do it. And this Chic gets a lot of stuff. They usually get all the releases, which is surprising, but this mall is pretty far from me, which is why I don't come here that often. So they got a bunch of stuff on sale. And yeah, they pretty much have most of the new releases as well, which is pretty cool. So here's the JD Sports. So here they are. So I got them right here, but there was a little bit of an issue where my the size that I wanted, like my true to size, there was like a huge stain at the toe. It was clear that someone used them and then returned them like the next day. They probably got them early, like last week. So I just opted for a half size up. And yeah, it's kind of disappointing because they only had one size 10.5, and that's the one that I wanted that someone stepped on. But man, it is what it is. All right, so Ross did not have anything really except basketball shoes in big sizes. So let's go back to the car and check out these Aunt Pearls. So like I said, guys, I went there for my true to size 10.5. That's the size I was excited to get, that I drove all the way out here for. But when I checked the shoes at the cash register, the left shoe had a huge stain on the toe box. So you guys see, this is like a suede at the toe box, right? And basically it was like all brown or like black or grayish kind of. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like someone returned it with wearing them, and I'm not sure why they accepted the return. They probably got the shoes like super early and someone played in them for one day and then returned it the next day last week. With that said though, the suede feels really nice to the touch. It's kind of this rugged type of suede. I wouldn't really call it nubuck either, but it is more so leaning on that suede side, so it does feel premium. You guys see a more darker pink Nike swoosh right there. It does have some threading and more embroidery on the back that says AP for Aunt Pearl. On the insole and sock liner, it does have a commemoration to KD's Aunt Pearl. I always swap out any removable insole for my Move insoles, by the way. It just makes my foot feel better, I guess, just because I've been using them for so long. In terms of performance, guys, the KD17 is definitely very good. It's one of the best performers from Nike basketball this year, hands down. And the reason why is because it is very consistent among the last, the previous KD models pretty much. I think, the 15, 16, and now the 17 are pretty derivative of each other. They don't stray too far away from performance, although I do think the full-length Zoom Strobel in the 15 was definitely the best iteration of cushion that they've had in the past 3 models, and they kind of strayed away from that in the past 2, the 16 and the 17. So this shoe has a ton of court feel. It also has a lot of cushion as well because it is a Kevin Durant shoe, so they do have a lot of tech. So you're not going to feel like this is a rock solid cushion, but at the same time, you're not going to feel too high off the ground, which most hoopers really enjoy. It does fit a little bit longer than the 15 and the 16, okay? So going a half size up probably wasn't the best idea, but I really wanted to get this shoe in hand because I've been anticipating this shoe for the longest time. But my recommendation is to stay true to size. Unless you have a really beefy foot, then I guess you can go up half a size. But performance, I do recommend going true to size for this shoe. Lockdown and containment are also very good. I do feel like the lockdown is better than the 15. It's more on par with the 16, where the 16 and the 17 don't have heel slip for me, whereas the 15s did. And I know that was a notorious issue for the 15s. But this shoe does feel good in terms of overall lockdown and stability. Retail with tax did cost me almost $180. I believe it was $178 total with tax. So This is not a cheap shoe. It is very expensive, but I am very, much liking the purchase here because it does feel very nice in hand. I do think the photos don't do this shoe justice because when I first looked at the photos, guys, I didn't even notice that the upper was kind of this rugged suede material. I thought it was just like a plain type of leather or something, but in person, in hand, they do feel really nice and soft. You guys can see this really up close right here. You guys see kind of the suede, and then up here as well. It is also a very muted kind of pink, which means it's not too loud outside of the swoosh and these like midsole details. So I really do like that. The outsole is also pretty cool as well. It is a like semi-translucent darker pink than the upper, which is not too bad, so I do like that. Overall, y'all, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the brand new KD17 on pearls. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they actually pushed the actual release date back 1 week. So I do believe this is releasing next Friday, so 7 days by the time that I'm recording this. But a lot of stores clearly, like, obviously released them early. So that's why you see a lot of pairs on the internet right now. Nike has been kind of hit or miss on release dates, so stores are just doing whatever they want, basically. So yeah, my JD Sports had them, although they did have my true to size, but someone used them. Someone stepped on them. I'm not sure how that happened. But do you guys think this is better than the 16 aught pearls, or do you think it's better than the 15 aught pearls? I do think it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. These are more looking like the KD15 a little bit in terms of the pink shade. But I do think the 15 was like an immaculate KD on pearl. And I do think the 16s like grew on me as well with the more darker pink. These, more kind of like premium touch to it, but I got to think about it more. But leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Which one is the best one out of the last 3? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, especially if you made it this far. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.